and welcome to Always in Escrow with Colby Burchin and Serena Appel. Hello, Colbs.
Serena, today is going to be a stylin' day. How are you?
Certainly is, because we have Melissa Garcia, Esquire. After practicing law for 10 years, Melissa Garcia left it all behind to follow her dreams in fashion and hasn't looked back since. I want to welcome you to the show. Melissa is a dear friend of mine from college. We met at Binghamton. She doesn't remember this, but she used to drive me to English classes, early morning English classes, and we shared much of our college journey together and have also kept in touch. After she launched into fashion, I was able to consult with her personally. She styled my look for my sister's wedding, and I was even invited to be on one of her fashion segments for Fox 5 locally. And I just love her style. I love that she is sharing so much of her life behind the scenes, and also she's on camera doing amazing style segments on national TV. So, hi, Melissa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's
Psyched to be
exciting.
here.
It's very exciting having you. I'm going to dive right in, Melissa. Okay. So, women have the little black dress. What is a go-to look for a guy? What should a guy have?
So I'm styling for a holiday segment for the Today Show. And I feel like, and I've done these before, and I feel like for guys, like there's like these classic looks that will never go wrong. So for me, I love for a guy, like it's like this time of the year, I love a great chunky knit turtleneck with a great pair of either like a skinny cord or a skinny jean, a Chelsea boot, and like a really smart like tailored coat, like a 2-button coat, pop up a collar, like just crisp and like pulled together, but still casual enough that you can feel a little chill in it.
Okay. You heard it here first.
I love that. And Melissa, I didn't yet tell you, but Colby also has, a discerning style. He's been doing real estate for a couple of decades now, and when he came into my world, it was always style. It was always looks. He loves to shop. He shops for his wife. He shops for his kids, and he's really he loves
I
fashion
love
and
that.
and
As I
like a
turn
great
bright red.
style in a home.
I love that. No, I have to say, I so appreciate that. I love that you shop for your wife because my husband, I mean, Serena knows my husband since, I met him in high school, but we went to college together too. So Serena knows Dave. Dave, like my husband, is clueless when it comes to clothing, like has no idea. And he's a smart guy, but no idea. Like he still to this day doesn't fully understand the difference between a dress and a skirt. I'm not even kidding you. Like he really is completely clueless. So when I hear that guys can shop for their wives, like I just love that. So applaud to you.
I will tell you this past weekend, my wife and I had a holiday party, and we both got, like, we were so excited. We both got dressed and we got next to each other in the mirror in the bathroom. And I'm like, whoa. And her name is Melissa. Melissa, do we look like we're going to the same party? Because she looked like she had like pearls on. She was going to like a doctor conference, and I
Right.
looked like I was ready like to party with Two Live Crew. And,
Right.
We were in tears. Her and I were just dying. But yeah, she hates shopping. My wife hates shopping. She likes good things, but she can't stand shopping.
And you guys are the perfect match.
Yeah, we are.
I just want to say that I love following along on Melissa's segments because I always get inspired, which is actually the reason for my look today. I do follow your Instagram feed, and one of her suggestions for the holidays was, a classic, blouse, which I did not have a blouse. So I decided to go for this cream colored sweater and a red lip. So that's why I am dressed this way. And it is an homage to you and your style expertise and what you put
You
out there.
always
So
look beautiful, Serena. I mean, you look beautiful today, but you definitely have like the holiday sparkle. I love it. But you always look beautiful.
oh, well, thank you. But I really am inspired. I love Melissa's styling tricks and what she puts out there. It's definitely my look. So it works for me and it works for so many people that you inspire. I know you have just such a great following. So I wanted to ask about the trends for the holidays, for New Year's, and even if we can talk a little bit about spring 2023.
Yeah, no, of course. So it's funny, like there's clearly trends, but I think for times like the holidays, but just keep it classic. I think classic is probably the best way to go. So, like I was saying, I said staples are always great, and then you can always amplify them with accessories. So, if you do a great sleek black turtleneck and a wide leg black pant, and just do a great red lip or a statement earring. Like, I think that makes such an impression. Like, you can always do sparkle, like, everyone's expecting that, you know? Um, for me, sequins, I would just like hold back a little bit on the sequins. Sometimes for me, they can be a little bit too much. It's a little bit too discotheque, but like a beautiful black matte sequin is gorgeous. A gunmetal sequin I like. Nothing too like over the top shiny for me.
I have a question. So, how do you pull off clothing looks for lesser expensive segments?
Yeah, so that's one of my actually favorite things to do because, I'm on national television and these TV networks broadcast across the entire country. The majority of their demographic is middle America. And, like not everybody can afford like a $200 pair of jeans, and nor do they want to spend that much, even if you can afford it. So for me, it's important that everything that I do is accessible. And, I live by that. I wear clothes that are accessibly priced. Sometimes I have a splurge piece here and there, but I wouldn't say that my head to toe look is designer. Like that's just not who I am. It's not, I guess, my brand, so to speak. So when I'm styling for a segment, and a lot of these networks, pieces have to be under a certain amount of money in order for us to even show them on air because they, again, like they are catering to their audience and they want to make sure that people can shop it. A lot of these segments now are shoppable. You click your QR code and then you get all the pieces, right? So, I've developed relationships over the years with brands who are accessibly priced, and I work with them and I tell them the pieces that I want and I need, and I really do the thing. I do the whole segment really by myself. I style it from top to bottom. I'm pulling the pieces, I'm making the requests, I'm working with the PR from the brands, and like there's a heavy lift with a fashion segment. With other segments, like, and I'm not saying they're not a heavy lift too, but there's a lot of moving parts with fashion because it's not just one piece. You need the model, you need the shirt, the pants, the shoes. Everyone's a different size. You have to make sure the accessories. Like everything has to come in place. For a cooking segment, which again takes talent, but I think the behind the scenes prep is much less involved. You show up with your food and you cook it, and there's a team there that puts everything together and makes it look beautiful. So, I mean, even people, I have friends in the industry who do, other types of segments, and they're like, fashion's probably the most involved segment to do.
I love watching you create these segments. I love watching the segments go live. I've seen you kind of provide some behind the scenes on your Instagram. There was a fashion, it was a fashion award show, and then you went in late night to Bloomingdale's. Like, can you just tell us about kind of what a day in a life or a night in the life of pulling these kind of looks is like? You mentioned all the details. Like, can you give us a little bit more?
Yeah, it's fine. I know exactly which segment you're talking about. So for the past couple years, I've had like this standing segment on Good Morning America, the day after the Oscars. So this one, I'll kind of walk you through this one in particular because it's a little crazy. But so it's basically creating looks inspired from like the best dresses on the Oscar red carpet. So what I do is I get a hotel room in the city. I work. They book me a hotel room, and I basically watch the red carpet from like 5 to 8 before the show starts. And I'm with the producers. We're basically talking through the looks. Like this one's good, this one's not good. Like let's think about doing this one. So there's a lot of behind the scenes, like back and forth. And then once the show starts, I go directly to a department store, which we wind up coordinating with in advance. So we go after hours to the store, which is really fun. It's kind of like for all those, I'll date myself right now, but like mannequin, like how
Yeah.
you they got
Yes.
stuck in.
Yeah.
But you have like
I remember
we
that.
did it. Yeah, one year we did it at Bloomingdale's. Like we were in Bloomingdale's by ourselves shopping, and then we had Macy's one year. So, and then we go and we just pull looks inspired from the red carpet. I sort of work with the producers, tell them what I'm thinking, make sure we're aligned. It's a long night, a really long night. I usually don't sleep at all. So, and then, I get home and I have to put talking points together for all the looks, get them to the producers, and then be back on set by like 5 a.m., 4:30, to rehearse the segment, fit the models, make sure everything is put together, and then go on live TV and talk about it all. So it's definitely um, it's a lot of work. It's it's intense, but it's fun. It's a good one. So I've done that for a couple of years now with them. I actually took the boys with me, my two older boys with me to pull last year. So they kind of followed me around. They were my social media behind the scenes. I try to get them involved when I can a little bit. So yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Yeah, bringing the kids to the office looks a little different for you.
Little different, I know. Little different. Yeah.
So I'm sure people will want to know this after we go live, but do you style for anyone privately? Are you too busy or?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's so funny. So when I started my career in fashion, I thought that that's what I would be doing. In my mind, that's what I loved and what I wanted to do. Getting dressed and shopping was easy for me, and I wanted to help people and women and whomever like that it was difficult for and make it easier for them. So that's how I started. I started just working. My first clients were my friends, and I'm kind of like, I do it for free. And then I started getting actual clients, and then I had some celebrity clients, and then my career kind of just took this shift in the TV space, which I didn't anticipate or expect or wasn't really searching for. And that sort of is where it's taken me these days. So I don't have the flexibility to do much personal styling, but I feel like I have the ability to help millions of women when I'm on a national platform. So while I can't do it on a personal level, I do feel like I'm reaching so many more women. So, and men from time to time.
You do. And I mean, there's also your partnership with Loft and how you style and then make those different pieces available so seamlessly. You really do make things look effortless. So I want to applaud you for that.
Well, thank you. Well, then I've done my job. That's good.
You definitely do. I wanted to ask about, well, Colby has one more for you about
Mhm.
fashion, but I wanted to ask you about balancing life. And I know that you're baking bread, you're raising three kids, a dozen chickens, you're styling, you're doing business development for the Breakthrough Coaching Center. How do you do it all?
I feel like that's such a hot question. Like, how do you balance everything? And the honest answer for me is like, I don't know. I just do it. You just sort of go. I guess I'm an easygoing person. I'm not a high strung person, just at my core. So that certainly makes flowing much easier. I don't require much sleep. So you know, I'm not one of those people who wakes up at 5 in the morning. Is like, oh, like that would be hard. For me, it's not. So fortunately, those things are in my favor. And then it's just, you just figure each day out as it comes. You just take it day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. There's a lot of juggling that goes on, as I'm sure you guys know. You have a podcast, you have businesses, you have kids. Like you just figure it out, and you mess up sometimes, and then you just get back up and you start again the next day. So I think that is probably for me the best explanation. And faith, like I definitely have a strong rooted faith, so that keeps me grounded, I think, in everything. At the end of the day.
You could tell. You really could tell. I could tell it. So I feel it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so are there any current trends that make you cringe? I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear from you about that.
I don't know if there's any like current trends. I mean, there's always, I mean, trends are trends, right? They come and go. So clearly some of them are going to work for some people and some will not work for people and some probably shouldn't work for anybody, but they still do. But um and I'm guilty of this, but one of the trends that I hated was the low rise, like the super low rise jeans, like the ones where you basically could not bend over without your underwear coming out. Like that was tough. That was bad. And I probably had a pair back in the day. That was like after college. I feel like when I first moved into the city after college, like I feel like I got my first pair of 7 jeans. It was such a big deal. I thought like it was the best thing that ever happened, but they were probably a disaster. Like it was probably not good. So yeah, that's like super low rise jeans are just, I think we can put those on the shelf.
Okay, you heard it here first.
I love it. So you've also recently kind of segued, but still doing your all of your fashion work, but you've really started to talk about personal growth and coaching and how it's impacted you, and now you're working with an amazing group. Can you tell us about how, just about coaching and your new kind of role?
Yes, absolutely. Can I pause for 1 second? You guys are going to crack up when I tell you what I have to do right now. But there's a hawk sitting on my chicken coop and they're freaking out.
Oh,
Like,
oh, yes, 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 yes.
1 second.
Yes, so these
Let me
are
fix
chickens.
this, you guys. But hold on.
So these chickens are new. I think we should still roll because this is how Melissa does it.
This is a
She's
day in the life of
balancing the
Melissa. Yeah,
chickens, she's balancing an interview,
yeah.
and she is on hawk alert for the little chickens.
Chicken coops are everything today. That's all the rage. I sold a home recently with a whole chicken coop in place. It was really interesting. She gave me eggs, all the different egg sizes. It's great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's like not just gardening, it's,
Sorry.
raising chickens. We love this. We're gonna just
I
keep, I'm
mean,
sorry,
can
are
you,
they safe?
this is how I do it all. It's all happening at once. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you have one of those? I just sold a
Insane.
home recently that they had a chicken coop, and I guess at night the coop closes and the chickens know to go inside.
They have that door, like a
Yeah.
certain door. No, my chickens aren't that smart. They
Oh.
all they're all hanging out, but they have a coop, but it's all enclosed. But there's this hawk that's like stalking them, and I just wanted to make sure it was like standing on top of the coop, and they're all freaked out. So yeah, I swear. I mean, go figure. In a million years, did I ever think I would be saying, "Hold on, I have to get the hawk off of my chicken coop"? I mean,
But this is great. This is live and this is awesome.
uh, okay.
So we were talking about just personal growth and how, working with a coach impacted you personally, and now what you're doing, to kind of bring that work and expose more people to coach the coaching business.
Yes. So for me, I practiced law for close to 10 years and I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. I kind of picked it because I thought to be successful, I had to be a doctor or a lawyer, go into finance. I kind of thought those were my options. So I just arbitrarily picked law. I tried medicine. It wasn't for me. And, uh, I just wasn't happy. And one of my best friends, who Serena happens to also know, happens to be an incredible life coach. And I would talk to her on my way to work every day, like on the phone, and I'd be complaining. And she'd be like, Melissa, like, I'm so sick and tired of listening to you complain. You're like, you can change this. Like, and after a while, she continued to talk to me and like she was my best friend, but she was clearly coaching me. That's what she does for a living. And I had this epiphany. I'm like, you know what? You're right. And the reason I wasn't doing it was because of fear. Like I was afraid. I was afraid of what people would think. I was afraid I was going to fail. I had 3 kids. Like they were little. How am I going to have enough money? Like this looks crazy. Like all of those fears that come into your mind. And she was able to just coach me through it and like just go step by step and not, get tripped up by 10 steps down the road. And I did. I resigned about 10 years ago and I started a website and here I am today. So I mean, my whole life went on a completely different trajectory. So I see how the value of coaching got me there. Like, I don't believe I would be here if it wasn't for that. there were other things obviously in play also. Like I had a very supportive husband who understood and he believed in me. That really helped. Um, and he financially was able to support us because that was hard too. Like I definitely took a hit. But I know the value of coaching and how important it can be in people's lives and really change their lives. For me, it was in career, but it can really be in any part of your life. So I see the value and the importance, and I teamed up with Pam and another coach, Amy, who've been coaching for years, and we started a virtual online coaching center that really targets women, men, kids. We kind of touch on all aspects. It's a holistic sort of space. So, if we have some kids who work with our child life specialists, we're also able to work with their parents and really speak as a team to really give them the best care. So it's really cool. We do corporate, we do financial. It's like there kind of has lots of different arms, but it's been such an awesome journey being a part of that too.
It sounds so inspiring. I mean, I'm inspired by it because I think a lot of our audience is going to be like, wow, she started as a lawyer, she's a stylist, she's now like, it's just like so many things, and it's so uplifting. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I know like this is going to sound cliche, but I am no different than anybody else. Like I just had the the tenacity to take a leap of faith, and that's the hardest part, to be honest with you. Like the hardest part is taking the first step. And I just believe like small hinges do move big doors, and like you just do little things, day by day, step by step. And you can carry through. And I believe like when you walk in your purpose, like the doors just will open for you. Like they just do. Like my journey doesn't make sense on paper. It doesn't. Like I had no formal training in fashion. Like I knew it was a gift in me. I knew it was like my God-given talent. And, I was on national television as a fashion expert. I'm like, I didn't go to FIT. I didn't take any courses. Like it doesn't make sense. So, sometimes, you just have to just believe that if you have that sense deep down and like you're supposed to be doing something different or bigger or better or just change, or you just got to like tap into that and just try.
Does we're gonna invite Pam and the team to talk more because this I think that going into 2023 it's going to be a huge year for personal growth, and we want our entire audience to have access to all those amazing coaches that are out there. It really is so incredible, and then we want to check back in with you too on your segments, and we're going to be watching and tuning in. Of course, I am, and Colby's a new fan too. So, um, we wanted to, thank you for coming on. Thank you for spending time with us today and sharing your story. And let our family, let our whole audience know how they can find you, Melissa.
Yes, so the best way to find me is on Instagram, which is at Melissa Garcia Styling. You can find me. I'm there talking all things fashion, family, food, faith, I don't know, everything, a little bit of everything.
Little bit of everything, and tune in. Your segment for the Today Show is going to be available online, so we'll share it with everybody too. And it's great to be with you today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having me, guys.